Now to a Target 12 investigators' exclusive undetected abuse.
A Target 12 review of the DCYF data shows reports of potential child abuse and neglect has been way down since the start of the pandemic.
But experts tell us it's far from good news. It's a troubling sign that at-risk kids are in more danger now than ever. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
Once schools went to remote learning in March, kids interacted with fewer people who are normally on the front line in spotting potential abuse. Cranston School Resource Officer Matthew Davis has seen the warning signs often.
You just look at these kids and you feel bad for them because they're just innocent victims in all of this. They didn't deserve this. They didn't ask for this.
Davis has been the SRO at Cranston East for 13 years, and he's also a coach.
There's days I had 2 in one day.
And in that role has stepped in to get kids out of harmful situations.
They actually give you hugs. They cry sometimes. It's emotional because they were holding in for so long. Some of these kids hold in for years.
Depending on the nature of the issue, the police department itself may launch an investigation calling on their special victims unit, but by law, a call must be placed to DCYF. A Target 12 review of data finds those calls to DCYF have plummeted. You can see when the state closed schools in March because of the pandemic, the calls dropped. Look at April. The number of potential abuse cases to the state fell by nearly 50% compared to 2018 and 2019 and have remained consistently low ever since.
Well, we're concerned that this type of reduction in calls.
Interim director at DCYF, Kevin Aucoin, says calls still come in from police, friends, and family, but reports from schools, for obvious reasons, are down.
The calls for education staff in March, April, and May of 2019 represented approximately 13.4% of all calls. Between March, April, and May of 2020, the calls from education staff represented 6.2%.
But there's something lost without the in-person communication.
Dr. Amy Goldberg is a pediatrician at Hasbro Children's Hospital and specializes in child abuse. She says Zoom interactions and telehealth don't cut it.
I can't see, who perhaps is not in the view of the camera, who could be influencing what's happening. I need to know what's happening in the room where I'm sitting with a child.
For his part, Davis is optimistic that his city's return to even hybrid learning means more eyeballs on at-risk kids and an opportunity for the schools to intercede.
There's baby steps in the right direction because, again, these kids depend on us in the schools.
I want to give you 2 numbers that we will also have on WPRI.com. First is the child abuse hotline. That number is 1-800-RI-CHILD. But DCYF also just launched a screening and response unit to help families that may be struggling. The idea is to intervene before abuse or neglect happens. That number is 1-888-RI-FAMILY. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
New details in a Target 12 investigators' exclusive undetected abuse.
It's a troubling trend. Reports of potential abuse and neglect to the state's child welfare agency has plummeted since the start of the pandemic. Experts say when schools closed, educators weren't able to spot the warning signs.
New at 6, we're looking at the latest figures from the state to see if calls are back on the rise now that school is partially reopened in most communities.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
While the numbers of potential child abuse calls have ticked back up in September, they are still far below where they have been in years past. Schools are often the front lines when it comes to detecting potential abuse. By law, if someone suspects neglect, they must call the Department of Child, Youth, and Families. A Target 12 review of data finds those calls to DCYF have plummeted. You can see in the red line when the state closed schools in March because of the pandemic, the calls dropped. Look at April. The number of potential abuse cases to the state fell by nearly 50% compared to 2018 and 2019 and have remained consistently low ever since. Dr. Amy Goldberg is a pediatrician at Hasbro Children's Hospital and specializes in child abuse. She says when schools close to in-person learning, safeguards vanish.
Those safety nets of realizing what's happening to children, vulnerable children, or kids who are being abused or neglected, or something is happening where they tell a trusted adult, They didn't have those contacts.
The latest figures from September show calls to DCYF have gone back up, with schools returning at least partially. There was more than 1,280 calls in September to DCYF, the highest number since March, but still below the more than 1,900 calls the state received the same time last year.
We're all familiar with the TSA, directive in the airport for those who travel. If you see something, say something.
Jennifer Griffith, the state's child advocate, says every day people are responsible for filling in the gaps.
We're all conditioned to know if there's a fire or a car accident on 146, we call. And we may have been the 7th caller, or maybe we were the first. It's the same with child welfare.
It's basically like an all hands on deck. We all work together as a team at the school.
Cranston School Resource Officer Matthew Davis says he's optimistic he and others will be able to intercede more often with schools reopening, but is concerned if they are forced to close again, knowing firsthand the impact it has when a child at risk finally feels heard.
Some of these kids hold it in for years, and this is the first time they let it out. And the relief and the stress from the shoulders, you can see it in the demeanor.
It's got to feel good.
Absolutely, and that's why I love this job.
As we did at 5 o'clock, we want to give you 2 important numbers. First is the child abuse hotline. That number is 1-800-RI-CHILD, but DCYF also just launched a screening and response unit to help families that may be struggling. That number is 1-888-RI-FAMILY. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.